I'm not mad at all. We both tried and tasted fall. Can't hold our love against the wall. No. Every inch of me is hurting and
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Christine. Today we are going to do a highly requested monochromatic makeup look. I also threw on some faux freckles as well. I just love the way that everything looks together. It's so cute. If you want to see how I created this look with all the products that I have been loving lately, first make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and the little notification bell. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I actually wanted to start off this video with some skincare. Artis just launched these dissolving 2-piece face masks. Actually, never mind, I don't like the ingredients. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start with some SPF. I actually wear SPF every single day, and I just did a video with Sephora talking about this Supergoop glow screen. I love this stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply an even layer of this all over. I also love this sunscreen because it almost acts as a makeup gripping primer as well. I'm going to go ahead and speed through my brows, but I'm going to use the ABH Dip Brow Pomade. I haven't used this in so long, but it's definitely a holy grail for me. I'm also using the ABH. This is either the number 7 or number 12 brush. I also got some comments saying that you guys wanted to see some of the brushes that I've been using, so I will try to remember to tell you guys all the brushes that I use. I'll go ahead and leave everything down in the description box as well.
Your food has arrived.
Thank you, chicken.
That's kind of cool. The shape of a brow.
I know, not funny. Brandon just got Chick-fil-A for us, so I'm gonna go eat some and be right back. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and do the eyes. The most important part of this look is using the same blush color on your cheeks as well as your eyelids, and it really just ties in the whole look really nicely. The blush in this Laura Geller Holiday Party Eye and Cheek palette is like the perfect orangey nude shade, especially with my skin tone. I feel like it just makes my skin look so freaking good. So I'll go ahead and swatch it here. Anyways, Brandon decided to blend a smoothie in the middle of all this. I feel like this is just the perfect shade. I realize not all of you are going to want to purchase this palette just for this blush, so I actually went through and swatched some blushes in my collection, and I have some comparable dupes for you. So here I have 3 other products that I swatched that are really comparable to this color. So this one right here is the Laura Geller blush. This is the multi-use stick Ladybird. This one is a little bit pinker, but in terms of tone, it's pretty similar. Next is the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk. This is also very similar. This one's almost like in between the Ilia and the Laura Geller color. And then this one is the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur in the shade Blurred Buff. I love these blushes. They feel like little clouds. This one is very similar to the Glossier, but I feel like the Bare Minerals almost is a tad bit deeper, so I think that one is the most similar to the Laura Geller shade. But I feel like this tone of blush is such a unique color. Ever since I started using that shade in this palette, I've just been using it non-stop because I think it's such a pretty color. I'm going to go ahead and use this shade on my eyes as the eyeshadow. I'm going to quickly use some translucent powder to kind of set my eyelids, just because I've done my skincare so long ago that my eyelids have gotten a little bit oily. I'm using the Luxie 250 Large Eye Blending Brush. A lot of the brushes I'm using today are going to be from Luxie, and I also have a discount code from them as well. If you want to go ahead and use my code, I think it gives you 20% off of your purchase, especially if you're in the market for like new brushes. They have lots of sets on their website. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to use this Luxie 231 Small Tapered Blending Brush. This one actually has a really good tip, so it's really easy to blend out and also pack your eyeshadow as well. Okay, and then I was using the same big brush that we used earlier to really make sure all the edges are really blended out. The part that makes the biggest difference is I'm actually going to pick up some more of that shade and I'm going to pack it onto the center of my eyes, and this just really helps to add a lot of depth to your eye. And this look is super easy too because you only need one shade to create this entire eye look. I really like this blush shade because it's almost kind of like a reddish orangey color and less of like a pinky color, so on my eyes it almost look kind of like apricotish, and I just think it's such a pretty tone. Okay, so now that that is all blended out, I'm super happy with the way that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and do some quick winged eyeliner. I do have a wing liner tutorial on my channel, so if you haven't seen that yet, I'll go ahead and link it up in the corner, but I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this. I'm using the Maybelline Master Precise liner. I love this, and I'm using the dark brown color because I kind of want like a softer winged eyeliner look. I don't want the focus to be on the wing liner but more on like the eyeshadow and lashes, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this. But I have been loving these Allure Luxe Silk lashes, and they're in the style Marquise. Every time I wear these, I get so many compliments on them. I picked these up at Ulta, but I believe you can get them at Target. They're such a pretty, like, fluttery lash, and they look so much more expensive than they actually were. I believe for this pack of 3, it was like $15, which is really not that much at all. Look how pretty these are! I'm obsessed with these lashes. Seriously, if you've been looking for a new pair of false lashes, you need these. Next, we want to hide the lash band. As you can see under my lashes, you can see like a sliver of my like upper lash line. So I like to put eyeliner there, and it just makes my lashes look so much more natural. So one of my holy grail drugstore eyeliners is this one from Pixie. It's so black, it's so waterproof, and it doesn't smudge at all. So this is my second one of these. The fact that I even went through a whole entire one of these with how much makeup I have should say something. Like, look at that difference. It's subtle, but especially up close, you can definitely notice the difference. Eyes are finished, that's it. All you need is that one blush shade. For foundation, I'm going to use the Almay Skin Perfecting Comfort Matte Foundation. I have been loving this. I worked with Almay on an Instagram campaign, but I recently whipped this out and started using it again, and I forgot how much I loved it. It gives the perfect amount of coverage, but it has a really pretty like matte finish, so in pictures and in video, it looks really, really good. I'm also going to be recording a podcast later today. I want my makeup to be able to last a really good amount of time and still look really, really pretty. So the shade that I have, I think, is like my perfect shade. This one is in the shade 210 Warm Tans. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like blended out. I'm obsessed. It just looks so pretty, and the finish on the skin is like stunning, especially for a drugstore foundation. This is such a goodie, and I feel like no one talks about Almay. Next, I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm gonna use the two of these, the Becca Brightening Under Eye Concealer. This is in the shade light to medium. This is such a great corrector for correcting any like dark circles or under eye bags. And then I'll use on top of that the Kosas concealer in the shade 05. But this Becca Under Eye Concealer I really like because it's super thick and full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey on my under eyes, but I feel like it really does help with brightening my under eyes. I recently did a video with Kosas. They are one of my favorite clean beauty brands at Sephora. We're gonna use a lot of blush, and I find that layering cream blush with a powder blush helps to build that intensity and makes the blush look so much more like natural and like your skin is actually flush rather than just makeup. I'm gonna pick up some of the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk. I'm also gonna drag some across my nose as well, and that just makes the blush look so much more like my actual skin. I really like these Glossier Cloud Paints. I wish they were a little bit more pigmented, but if you are a beginner with makeup, these are really, really great because they're pretty sheer, but you could still build them up, but I feel like it's really hard to mess them up. I have no powders whatsoever on my skin, and my skin looks so radiant and pretty right now, but since I have such oily skin, this is not gonna last like 5 minutes on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and set everything in place. I'm going to use this Maybelline Fit Me powder, picking it up again on my e.l.f. sponge. I forgot how bomb that powder is. Setting my face just makes such a big difference. It just makes my face look so much more flawless. Okay, next, my favorite part, we're going to pack on some powder blush as well, going back in with my Laura Geller palette. I'm using this brush from Spicy Choco. I also have a discount code for you guys as well. I love these brushes. These are probably some of my favorite face brushes ever because they are so stinking soft. So I'm gonna use this tapered one to apply some blush, and I'm gonna go ham, but I'm gonna pack it right here onto the center of my cheeks. And you see that color is just so pretty, and it really ties in nicely with the eyeshadow as well. And then to make this look really, really impactful, I'm actually gonna drag this blush across my nose, and it just gives you a really cute look. It just makes my makeup look less like makeup and more like my actual skin, which I love. So I'm going to take whatever's left on the brush, and there's not a whole lot, but I'm going to brush some on my chin and on my forehead and kind of add a little bit more color to that area as well. Okay, next we're going to bronze. I'm going to use this XOXO Baked Bronzer. This is one of their new releases, and I actually love this. I have in the shade Light. It doesn't look like it's going to be deep enough, but on the skin it actually translates into a deeper color. I'm going to go in with this Spicy Choco brush that is a little bit more like rounded. Next, we're gonna do some faux freckles. I have been using actually an eyebrow gel, and I have experimented with using like liquid eyeliners and brow pencils, but I feel like a brow gel is the most effective method, and it also allows the faux freckles to really stay on longer. So I've been using this MAC fiber gel, and I've been loving it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little tiny pencil brush situation. It's very, very tiny, and this one is actually from Morphe. Pick up a little on the brush just like this, and then I'm actually gonna dot it onto my finger. Doesn't have to be perfect, and then dot that around my nose area. And I just feel like this looks so much more natural than directly applying a product. And you don't want to drag, you want to make sure that you pat so it doesn't really smudge too much. Also, a tip for doing like some really realistic looking faux freckles is if you look at anyone with freckles, they're going to be mainly concentrated around your nose area, but the further you get away from that, it's going to be a little bit more spaced out. So you want to make sure that you replicate that. And then you can go over some of the spots with your finger to kind of blend it out a little bit more. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It doesn't look perfect, and it almost looks a little bit too defined. So I'm actually gonna go in with my e.l.f. sponge and blend out anything that is like too dark. And then I'm gonna pick up my blush brush with whatever product is left on it, and I'm gonna drag that across that whole area, and it just adds on a little bit more makeup on top. So it makes it look like I naturally have freckles, but I covered it with a little bit of makeup. Then using that bronzer brush, just like that, I'm super happy with the way that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some highlighter. Next, I want to contour my nose really quick. I'm going to use this Luxie 182 nose contour brush. I cannot live without this brush. It is so perfect for contouring my nose. I'm going to use this XOXO bronzer. Okay, we are almost done with the look. I'm gonna go in with this Kevyn Aucoin Unforgettable Lip Definer. I've been using this lip liner a lot lately, and I'm obsessed with the color. This is in the shade Divine. Next, I'm gonna finish everything off with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. And I feel like that combo is the perfect like dark nude that really ties in with the blush and the eyeshadow. Let me know if you guys want to see another nude lippies video. I just changed my shirt and took out my hair clips, but I realized I need to add a little bit of shadow to my lower lash line. So on the same brush that we used earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some more of that powder. Okay, so this is the finished look. I just love how everything ties in together. I've been going for this kind of makeup look for the last few weeks because I am obsessed. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll go ahead and leave everything listed down in the description box, as well as the brushes that I use. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It helps me out so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.